Welcome to the Austin LGBT Chamber of Commerce podcast. We're going to talk all things business. I am Tina Cannon, your host. We're going to talk about the new short-term rental rules coming out, South Congress Avenue Shops, views on the new parking rules, and South by's controversial move for 2025. We'll be right back. Welcome again to the Austin LGBT Chamber podcast. As always, help me welcome Amy and Colton to the show.
Whoa.
We're just going to jam out.
Remix.
One day I will get your loving, adoring crowds. There they go.
Yay. I feel the love.
Yeah. Hello.
It was a busy week, busy weekends.
It's a short week, kind of.
Little weird hump day in the middle. I just got back from San Diego, 72 degrees.
Nice.
Sounds miserable.
72. Wow, that's...
So I had to buy a sweatshirt.
Did you bring a sweater?
For at night, because I didn't know how to dress. I looked at the webcams, and people were in shorts and T-shirts. And I was like, I'll just pack shorts and T-shirt. So I get there, and in the evening, on the first night, it was so cold, I go to a souvenir shop and bought a sweatshirt. And then later I get back to the hotel room, and I'm like, I don't have any pants. I had like dress pants for like, a nice outfit, but I didn't have like pants. So I Amazon pants to the room for the next morning.
Oh, my word.
That's pretty smart. I've thought about doing that
cold.
before. I kind of like an Amazon away from home.
It was a different experience.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah. Because I just wanted some kick around pants. I didn't want to spend like boutique pants in San Diego. That town is so expensive. Anybody complains about Austin rent for a one bedroom, average, like newish construction within the last 5 years apartment, run of the mill apartment, nothing extraordinary, $4,200.
Oh, my...
Yeah.
What? Well, that's what... I mean, all the Californians that are moving here, though, are like, we're moving back. It's the same price. I'm like, is it? But is it?
Yeah. If they live in like Riverside, maybe it's the same price, but not if they're living in, San Diego,
right.
La Jolla, like the really pricey ones. But I mean, it was beautiful. I get why they're paying a premium because hopefully you're never in your house. It's gorgeous. But expensive.
But that's also a lot to pay for a place that you just sleep at.
Yeah, I was talking
if
to somebody,
you're not in your house.
And he was like, yeah, we kind of pile them in. Like we get, a couple of people.
$4,200
for one bedroom.
I feel like I would just say it in an extended stay, suites, motel.
I was kind of doing the math on the hotel we were in. I was like, you could almost just stay. There's a couple that did that math on like a senior retirement center versus booking nonstop Carnival cruises. And they are on nonstop Carnival cruises now because it was cheaper to do that than it was to live in a retirement community.
That's amazing. And like
all you can eat. I would hate it, I think.
All you can eat, pile your plate.
I'd be stumbling every day, except for when it's time to get on the new cruise.
Yeah, but then when you're ready for your spouse to like go away, you just push them over the edge.
Yeah, and then you can get your little $20 cup, and you just have unlimited drinks for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
To the end of days.
I think it's a decent
Diet
idea.
Coke until I die.
All the lounge acts that you want to see.
My days would dwindle if I was on that cruise.
That's a good way to go. Like, you're just on constant vacation until your death.
They're like, you went from 1 year left to 2 days.
Cruise ships are fascinating that way, though, right? Because, like, with all those people, you're bound to have somebody that at some point is going to kick the bucket. So they have, like, a whole facility to store you in.
Oh.
Like, yeah, cruise ships are, like, legit. They just shove them under the ice
bar.
Sculpture. Like, keep you nice and cool.
Right in front of my
and
salad.
Preserved. Yeah. Who needs formaldehyde? We'll just keep them under the ice sculpture.
Oh, my God. And then how was your weekend? You had fun, yeah?
Yeah, I went to Disney World, the happiest place on earth. It was nice. It was chaotic.
Yeah?
And, yeah.
It's peak summer travel.
Well, yes. There were a lot of vacationing families with little children, and that was fine. But my family had just exited a cruise, believe it or not, the Disney cruise. It was like this is a whole like 9 days of Disney. And
these are the luckiest kids on earth.
truly, we had a conversation about this. I was like,
When
no
they're being
whining.
bratty.
Yeah. Like, we're not going to whine. We're not going to pout because, like, mom doesn't buy herself anything. She gets you all these nice things. And I need you to pull your socks up and wipe your tears away and put on a smile. I don't care if you fake it for the rest of this trip. But then eventually they got into the groove. They were just very, very tired. They're little. But we had a wonderful time. I got 245 pictures in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they good
Wild.
rides? Like I went. I'm trying to do
Okay.
the math. Like almost 30 years ago.
Okay, it's funny that you say that. So we got like a quick trip pass when I had a soccer tournament there at the, what is it called? The World of Sports at Disney.
I didn't
They have a
think that
whole
was a
sports
thing when I
complex.
was there.
Like they do big time tournaments there. So I had a tournament there with competitive ball when I was a teenager. And so we had this like quick pass to go to one park for a few hours, and we did Tower of Terror is what we decided to do.
No.
I will tell you, the safety fastening has improved
Oh, good.
in the 25 plus years that it has been since I've been
It
there.
wasn't like a car seat belt from the 80s.
That's what it is now. Before, it was like I legit got clipped in with a rope. I swear. Like, everybody had bars that came down, and then I was in the last row in the middle seat, so like the aisle seat.
Okay.
And I had 2 armrests, and they put like a ratchet strap around me and like hooked me in and then pulled it tight. So I just had like elbows up and held on for dear life the whole time. It was traumatic. PTSD getting back on this ride. I was like, I'm going to face my fears. We're going to go. And here's my 8-year-old niece, like, arms in the air, like, it's the greatest day of my life. And I'm still terrified. But yeah, now it's a seatbelt. And I was like, don't touch the buckle. Don't touch the buckle.
I
As
know it
if-
feels like that's too tempting for a kid to have a button.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
like electronically locked, right? Like it probably
guess.
doesn't unlock until you're off the ride. But
we all survived no seatbelts in the. Well, I did because I'm older than y'all. No seatbelts in the 70s.
Right.
You'd, like lay across the back window.
yeah, you face the back window.
Yeah. You'd light your parents' cigarette for them and hand it to them. You know. Those kind of
100%.
things.
You know, no big deal if you drop the
And those
lighter
little-
that comes with the car onto the carpet.
Oh yeah,
Those little trucks where you're sitting sideways like this, facing the other person in the back seat.
little suicide seats. Yeah, so I still hate a roller coaster. Hated it. I tried. I thought maybe I was mature enough for all this.
I love a roller coaster, but I
no.
will never go on the Tower of Nonsense. But roller coaster at Disney, highly recommend. Just ditch whoever you're with. Get in line by yourself. Single riders,
Oh.
you don't wait in line.
Oh.
So I got very annoyed with my ex when we went years ago.
Oh no.
Okay.
And I left him in Epcot, got on the little train, went to Magic Kingdom by myself, rode every single ride I wanted to ride. No
Cute.
wait.
Space Mountain.
Yeah, sometimes you're next to an annoying little child,
But you just give them that shitty seatbelt and they
Yeah.
could fall out.
I
You're
mean,
good.
I just looked at him. I was
Wait,
like,
was single
"Ew."
riders like a lane that you got in?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't exist anymore. It's now called Lightning Lane. It's not Fast Pass.
Oh, now they charge you extra for it. I'm sure.
It's
like the TSA
apparently it's
lane.
going to change again. So like if they're going back to the Fast Pass, but you have to pick 3 rides at like 7 in the morning.
Well, they're always like yelling for single riders. They did have an extra line when I went.
Well,
but
that's
they're-
nice.
But they're trying to fill the seats. Like if, like, let's say you had
3.
5 people. So
Right.
like the seats would be 6. They're like, who's got one more person? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. We did that on Mickey's, what is it called? The Runaway Train. So cute.
So cute.
Yeah. No, hate a Space Mountain. Hate a Slinky Dog. Roller coaster. Hate it. Like, there's the fastest way for me to have back pain in the morning. I just hate it.
Yeah, the rides weren't very high tech when I went there. It was Space Mountain, and then we had the Haunted Mansion.
That goes fast, though.
And the little rowboat. What was the? It's a small world.
Small
after all.
World, yeah. Oh, it's totally updated. Very. I mean, it's the
Because
same
it was very
song.
like Chuck E. Cheese animatronic when I was there.
It was
very-
kind of
you could hear-
scary when I went. Yeah. It's still animatronic, but like updated, clean. Like it doesn't look dusty.
Yeah. We got in trouble as kids because we used to go a lot. I remember we jumped out of the little rowboat things at It's a Small World, and we got up in the scenes. The scene where the guy
What's
was
wrong
like,
with you?
he was chasing the wench around the bar. So we got in and we just all ran around it.
I think they've matured. I don't remember that scene.
You don't have wenches anymore at
No,
Disneyland?
I think it's more of a family band
Those
thing
wenches
now.
and drunk guys with.
No, pretty sure it's like they're in a family band. There's playing the accordion. Yeah. No, it was great. It was a good time. I met all the characters. I lost my mind when Max and Goofy came out. The fact that they had Max with Goofy. Max,
Who's Max?
Goofy's son.
Goofy's child.
Oh,
I didn't even know he had a kid.
yeah.
The Goofy movie.
The Goofy
Come
movie.
on.
No.
So good. It was so great.
He likes spray cheese.
I left my nieces and sprinted away from them to go get a picture with Goofy and Max. Yeah.
We've already bought our tickets for Deadpool. Like, that's my level of superhero fun.
You can go back and do all the things with Marvel.
You probably should. That would be a good ride.
Yeah.
That would be a good ride. Well, I'm glad everybody had a good time, and hopefully we'll have a good time over this 4th of July week. And let's get to the local news before I lose my mind. Questions on short-term rental rules linger as the city moves toward new regulations. All the details can be found at the austinmonitor.com, but a city memo was published earlier this month that suggests that more than a decade after Austin became the leading destination in the market for short-term rentals, City Council could have a code language later this year to comprehensively regulate the industry. The full memo can be read at the austinmonitor.com, but in that, the city manager, Veronica Briseno, offers some insight as to how the city will go about monitoring short-term rentals throughout and penalizing those who are operating without a license, which is the real big issue. But it does give the first clear timeline on the matter since the federal court case was handed down last summer. Moreover, it's really about the hotel occupancy or HOT tax that is collected and needs to be collected, that we use those monies for cultural arts and preservation purposes. So we'll take a look and see and keep an eye on what the city's going to do. But we suspect that'll come to the city council probably later this fall or maybe into early winter. But I remember those days of the short-term rental rules. I was actually working at City Hall back then, and it was a nightmare trying to get that worked out. But no, that industry's changed a lot since it first popped.
Sure.
I feel like people are using short-term rentals a little less often because there's a lot of fees now
There's a
that
ton of
weren't
fees.
there before. Like
Right.
the cleaning fees,
And they're
I don't
pretty excessive fees. So we operated a short-term rental out in Wimberley, and we would charge like a $50 cleaning fee because we know that we kind of build that into the cost of the place. But it was a way to kind of get like a little extra in case, they jacked all your towels or they made something really extra bad. But there was one the other day we were looking when we were going to San Diego, and there was a $300
yeah.
cleaning fee.
Ours was $275 in Port Aransas.
I'm like, well, I'm
And
not
I'm
cleaning
like-
anything then.
It's out of control. Who are you hiring?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be making money off of the cleaning fee.
Yeah.
Is my deal.
Yeah, it's a bit excessive, and I know that the market has changed. It's gone. The number of STRs have gone down. The folks who were trying to make income off of it has definitely trended downward. That said, though, we're still filling heads in beds, and that money that they would have spent in a hotel room, where we would have been able to collect hotel occupancy taxes, diverted if they're not a registered short-term rental. So I remember the city had originally put in rules like there could only be so many, and after that we can't have any. So all that did was invite people to just not register. Like, force everybody to register.
Well, and there's people like renting apartments and then putting those on Airbnb or some of these other websites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're not allowed to in our townhome because they're all privately owned. But every once in a while, especially during
Well, they're
ACL,
they're not
we see
allowed in
people like
apartments either.
pulling their little pull behind luggage that we've never seen before.
Is there not a way to tack on a hot tax to the short-term rentals? Is it?
You have to know they exist. So they have them. So if you're registered, they
Oh.
get to collect the hot tax. I think there's some not clear about should it be like the Airbnb or the VBRO that collects it and sends it to the city, or should it be the individual property owner that does it? So I think they're going to kind of work through that. And then hopefully unlock the number of permits that get issued so that people don't just go around and not report themselves as a short-term rental because they're not collecting anything.
I think a good way around that is to just have the company,
Right? Collect and pay.
all of them.
Yeah. Because you'd have to, I guess, privately list, but then nobody's going to find you. But yeah, it kind of makes sense to go right for the monster's head.
Unless you're on that Couch Surfers website.
That seems like every episode of Dateline should be shot from that.
It worked for the longest time. I don't know.
Do you remember
now.
that holiday movie Like Cameron Diaz.
Oh
and,
yeah, the house swap.
Yeah,
Like-
where they like swap houses. So I saw an
watch it
ad the
every
other
year.
day.
So
Me
cute.
too. But I saw an ad the other day, and it's like LGBTQ plus like homeowners, whatever.
Okay.
And you like register on the app, and then you can find a place you want to go, and essentially you just switch. So while you're gone, your
kinda wanna
house can
try
be
it.
rented.
If I didn't have pets, I would try it.
Yeah, like leave my damn cats alone.
Yeah. Like put everything important like in the master and the primary bedroom with a deadlock.
Sure.
And then just open the house up to everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it with pets. And
I
nor
mean-
would I want to watch their pet while I was at their house.
Not a chance.
Yeah, take your dog with you, but not
Or
not
like
to my
board
house.
your dog. Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, it's an interesting concept if you can actually pull it off. Austin's South Congress is raking in revenue in parking. You can read more at Axios, but the conversion of the trendy South Congress strip to paid parking led to more than $1 million in revenue for the city. For its first 9 months in operation, the city introduced paid parking in the area last fall as part of a broader solution to the area's parking challenges, which included merchants complaining that spots weren't open fast enough for customers. The city collected nearly $775,000 in parking fees between September 1 and May 31. City enforcement officers also wrote over 1,300
13,000.
13,000. I'm like Marjorie Taylor Greene over here. 13,000 tickets on South Congress between September 1 and May 31. Because I got to thinking about me and my parking tickets. I'm like, how many of that's mine?
Bleach blonde.
Bad built.
Yeah, so the Merchants Association was pretty interested in the city doing this because people would, I guess, park their car there and then just be there all day. And it's like turning tables. You kind of want, move it along.
That's
Get-
like
get
people
fresh
who work in our
customers.
building. They do that.
Yeah,
I've been there.
yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, I don't know how I feel about the whole back-end parking, like backing up.
I
feel like it
hate a back
works.
end parking, and I think it's very dangerous for bike riders
Yeah.
and scooters. Jesus. But I don't know. I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem paying to park on South Congress. Like, I'm kind of used to paying to park anywhere I want to go in Austin.
Parking on South Congress, though, is dire.
It's dire.
Like-
It's almost like, should we have it at all?
Yeah, like when I have to go get glasses and I'm having, like, I legit have a place to be.
Warby
Like-
Parker.
Yes. Like where I'm getting my eyes checked and I need to get a new pair of lenses. I'm not there window shopping or like seeing the sights.
Yeah.
And I'm having to walk 3/4 of a mile, like just to get to my appointment. It sucks.
Yeah.
So-
it's nice that the cars, you have at least have a shot of a car moving out and pulling out
Right.
if there's 2 and 3 hour parking limits.
Well, there's a couple churches over there too, and they're like, no parking, no parking. I'm like, you are only open on Sunday. I feel like this is your opportunity to make a little bit of coin if you would just open up your parking lot.
Right?
I used to be so mean. No, but when I was like a little kid driving to Austin to go like home slice and hang out, that church right there would always do parking by donation.
Yeah.
But then when you pull in, they like roll down your window and then they're like $10 to park. And I'm like, that's not a donation. Like, that's a parking fee.
Right.
Suggested.
Suggested donation. You'd be like, you know what?
Yeah,
How about
like just
a
tell me
prayer?
it's $10 to park. Like, don't tell me it's a donation.
Give them $1 and tell them to pray for more.
Well, oh Lord. But yes, I don't mind backing into park, but you're right about the cyclists.
Well, and every time I back into park, doesn't matter. I mean, you like turn your blinker on, right? But it looks like you're turning right ahead of you. Like,
always somebody
there's-
behind
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
nobody. Oh God.
I don't understand why cars have never had a special blinker for like
For the
that
back.
and
Yeah.
for like when you're going to parallel park.
I think they do. If you put it in reverse.
If you roll your
with
window down
your
and stick
blinker
your
on,
hand out.
your reverse lights come on.
Well, yeah, but
How about that?
You know how dumb people are.
yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I can put one of those digital signs in my back window that you can change it to whatever
With an
you want.
arrow, just
Yeah.
like arrowing everybody over to the next lane.
Yeah, like I'm backing
I'm
up.
parking.
Backing over here. I'm backing.
It was kind of treacherous when we did our ribbon cutting with Biker Gang on South Congress, because you would see people's lights come on. They'd be pulling out of their spots. And I was like, look,
That was a lot of fun.
we're going to get runned over.
Yeah, y'all missed that if you're listening and did not attend the Biker Gang e-bike tour all over Austin.
Oh,
Yeah, we
so
joined
great.
a gang.
We did.
We're
and
in
they
the club.
joined us.
The Queer Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
love it.
It was a good time.
And I want to go back.
See,
so
now
if
you're hooked.
anyone listening wants to do an Austin tour at your biker gang, call me.
Yeah, invite
Actually,
us.
don't call me. Text me, email me.
I'm just going to call you now just to jack with you. Be like, oh my God, why is she calling me? What possibly went wrong?
I'm going to ignore it and text you back in a minute.
So in really big news, South by Southwest cut sponsorship ties with weapons manufacturers and the U.S. Army for 2025 South by. The full article is over at the Statesman, but the gist of it is after the sponsorship ties to weapon manufacturers, the U.S. Army caused a stir at this year's edition of the South by Southwest Festival. So since then, they have announced that they have cut ties with those parties after they were the source of boycotts. So the festival addressed the issue in a very straightforward brief on its website that said, quote, after careful consideration, we're revising our sponsorship model. As a result, the U.S. Army and companies who engage in weapons manufacturing will not be sponsors of South by Southwest 2025. It was a big to-do. There was a lot of artists that internationally that canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they use their voice, right? It's what you do.
Well,
Yeah.
and it worked.
It worked. South by is kind of playing to their constituency base of the people who attend the festival.
Well, and it's not super on brand for the festival either.
Yeah. I mean, I get like the Army Futures Command here in town does a great job. Their whole goal is to make sure that people aren't the ones that have to go to war. A, that we don't have to go to war is up to the politicians. But B, if we do have to go to war, it's about technology being used in warfare instead of putting people at risk.
Sure.
So like it's like the softer, gentler digital army, but it is still involved in war.
Right. I mean, yeah, I saw a few recruiting tables around, and I kind of figured that was going to be their main presence, was just, hey, we're here, we'll give you an education in aerospace. We'll give you an education in public administration. Like, there's still professional jobs to be had, so I kind of felt like that was all they would be doing, but I get it. Like,
yeah, it's like high-tech robotics and
yeah.
in warfare, which, you know, I always give deference to those who've had the courage to serve, because I don't have the courage to serve. I know that about me. There's no way that I could do it. And, you know, it's because of their work and their heroism that I can sit here and complain about things.
It's a hell of a retirement, but it's not without consequence.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anyone that just kind of retired peacefully.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad did, but he was a supply clerk, like, stateside the entire time he was in.
Yeah, my grandpa was stateside the whole time out in Nevada. You can guess what he was working on.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I don't have a funny sound effect for that. Darn.
that's probably a good thing.
What's the guess?
Well, if you've seen Oppenheimer, there are,
Oh.
yeah, I'm talking old, not the Great War, but the one that was immediately after.
I haven't-
nuclear.
Yeah.
Oh. I haven't seen Oppenheimer
Engineer.
because it came out at the same time as Barbie.
First off, you should have learned it in school.
There is that, but we're from Texas, born and bred. I don't know how many times I got to say this on this program. But
I
like,
went to school in Llano.
I know more about the Alamo than I do about any world war. Truly.
And we've lost that one.
Yep,
Why did I keep
100%.
replaying that?
Hey, in the Battle of Gonzales, we love to fly that flag all over the state. So people don't even realize what it is.
No, but yet, what's the Potsdam Conference? Nobody knows. Yeah. Americans in history. And this is why we are where we are right now in this history of time.
Yeah, well, we all watched the debate.
Happy 4th of July.
The debate, the SCOTUS decision, we're going to what? We're celebrating the 4th of July this week, that we left the oppression of a ruling king only to now created the possibility of one. It's good times.
What a time to be alive.
If I had money, I'd be in England
Well, you need
for
to
4th of July because I want to go.
I feel
because everyone will be at work, and all the shops will be open, and no one will be
Exactly.
preoccupied. You'll have Harrods all
is
to yourself. I did see a funny meme today. It was like, "Have a great day at work on the 4th, England." Love it. Oh boy.
Yeah, you kind of wonder, like, what did that feel like for them when they, like, we were like, now we're out.
You should watch The Ladies of London.
Oh, is this a Real Housewives?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like Real
boy.
Housewives-esque.
I'm in.
So Caroline Stanberry, Real Housewives of Dubai,
Okay.
from London. She was on the show. And there were a couple American girls, but they were having a 4th of July party. And it was like everyone from England was
Kind of
like,
hard to buy party favors
Yeah,
for
they're
that
like-
in England.
they're like, freedom from who? What are we doing? What are we celebrating? It was
Apple
great.
pie.
Oh, that's painful. Well, at least they have some dumb ones over there too. So
Yeah.
it works out.
Wow.
It's been. I mean, and SCOTUS also decided this week that it was. It's now a crime to be homeless. What the hell? We decided that we can have a king, but we can't have homeless people at all. It's a crime. But
Yeah.
the president can commit crimes and be fine with that. But if you're homeless, that's a crime. I don't know
I
what's
don't have
going
a
on.
lot to say about that. That is just out of control. There's already things that, like, I feel would be a precedent to that: trespassing and loitering. Like, but now to tack this on is a bit.
Yes.
It's just a bit like.
It's great if we're going to provide
get it
all
together.
kinds of services for everybody, but we're not.
But
so
how about, like, yeah, maybe just come up with a solution. Don't bring me problems. Bring me solutions.
that's right. You sound like my dad.
I said that earlier to her. She said something earlier, and I was like, okay,
Dad.
That sounds like my dad.
Oh, yeah. I showed you a picture of a snake that my friend
Oh,
sent
yeah.
me where they killed it first. And then they were like, "Do you know what kind of snake this is?" Because, ask your lesbian friend. And I was like, "Well, it looks like a dead one."
The best kind of snake.
Nope, rope. But it was a garter snake. And there's no reason to get violent. They're really good to have in your yard.
Garter, like the thing on
Garter.
your... Okay. All right. Interesting.
The wedding thing
They keep
on the
the
leg.
critters away, like the tiny critters that will get in your attic and stuff.
Okay. I like it. They kept calling me Grandpa this weekend in San Diego. My wife and our friend that went with us.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, because I would sit down for breakfast and I reached over and grabbed the newspaper from the table next
Oh,
to
I
me.
love a news. I love the feel of
I'm
it.
like,
I love
"Okay,
the smell of
Grandpa."
it. Yeah, I love a real newspaper.
But I found things to do in there. So on them.
Fair enough.
I like a newspaper.
I loved a Sunday paper with the funnies in color. They wouldn't be printed in color all week.
Yeah.
And then,
Were you born in the 50s?
well, it's the Houston Chronicle. This thing, you could like knock somebody out with that thing. Also, as a weird kid where I would go like take people's newspapers out of their yard and then redistribute them. It was wild imagination. My mom and my dad were like, "Amy, we pay for those papers. Like, they don't go to everybody's house." I'm like, "It sure hell looks like they go to everybody's house." I was just figuring out what it was like to be a paper boy for the day. I'm exploring my options.
Oh my God, written Robin Hood. Local chamber events. Colton, what do we got?
You can join us on July 18th at Limestone Rooftop in Cambria downtown for our monthly chamber happy hour. Come enjoy a drink, network, and take in views of Town Lake. Valet parking will be free. Please remember to tip your driver. You can also register now for the second annual DECA Small Business Opportunity Summit. The summit will be held on August 9th. Discover invaluable insights from experts in technical assistance, certification and procurement, access to capital, and advocacy. Admission is free for small business attendees. Sponsorships are also available. Visit DECA, CENTX.com for more info.
Lovely.
We also have an exciting health and wellness webinar coming up on Monday, August 12th. Over the course of the lunch hour, the webinar will showcase chamber members who function in the health and wellness space and give them an opportunity to speak about their businesses and how they serve the LGBTQIA+ community. We will also be at KMFA Classical on August 17th for our 4th annual Austin Arts Mixer.
Hooray!
That event is so much fun, and we love partnering with KMFA. There will be 20 plus local arts organizations, drinks, and light bites. Stay tuned for more info. You can also purchase your early bird table for our 2024 Business of Pride Gala.
Whoop, whoop.
So,
I'm
welcome.
too lazy to go whoop whoop, so I push a button.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Queer Frontier theme. Let's talk theme. Think Cowboy Carter. Formal Dolly. Lil
Dolly
Nas
is
X.
always formal.
Well, she's got a little bit of a
Yeah.
trashy side to her.
Okay.
I mean, that's how she built her brand. She said she wanted to look trashy.
sure.
But she's got like country gear, and then she's got like fancy country gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't come in jeans. That's all I'm
Don't.
saying. Dolly wears jeans sometimes, and I
No.
love it. I love Dolly. Don't wear jeans to the gala, please.
I know. Please don't. I don't care if they're starched with a crease down the middle. Do
I
not
would gay shame you
do not
you
show up
show
in
up.
jeans.
in jeans.
But the moral of the story, we're reclaiming Americana, reclaiming country. We're here, we're queer, and we're in Texas.
Queer Texans exist. And we spend a lot of money here.
Yeah. It's December 7th. It is going to be at the Hilton. You can go
Hooray!
get your tables for that, as he said. But moreover, you've got, 150-ish days to figure out your outfit.
Yeah, to figure out your outfit, but people are already getting tables. So
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, we've got 6 months. No, you don't,
No.
because it sells out.
There was a lot of homo FOMO last year.
It was real bad last year because it was a smaller space.
Yes.
So this year, people are gonna be they're earlier. I had a couple people at the luncheon today. They're like, so we can just get on the website and scoop up a table. And I'm like, yeah, you can. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna get that sorted.
It's always a good show. We celebrate 10 local business winners, 30 some odd nominees that made it to the finalists. And then it's a great way to just celebrate the community, each other. And
Yeah, scholarship awardees.
yeah. So entertainment. There'll be a lot of entertainment. There'll be much more details coming soon. But you can definitely go to our website for details. Grab your table. Individual tickets are not up for grabs yet. They'll be up for grabs in a couple of weeks. But talk to your company into buying a table. It's been a heck of a year. We'll have been just beyond an election. We'll be about 30 days past an election. So hopefully you're either going to come out to celebrate with us, or you might come out to, I don't know, we should maybe have passport operations there so you can leave the country if you need to.
What? As long as you remain a member. Get out of town with that. No.
It's going to be a good time. There'll be lots of surprises in the venue, much, much more to come. But it really is about kind of reclaiming America and patriotism, and this land is your land, this land is our land kind of vibe. Dress, again, though, is very much like, elevated country.
Yeah, hats are encouraged.
Hats are super encouraged.
Jeans will be shamed.
Leather is encouraged in a proper way. They may not, they need asses in the chaps.
Yeah.
Yes, no assless.
Unless you got something underneath that is
Pants.
also formal.
Pants would be good.
Yeah.
You want like some big old bull
But if someone-
riding cowhide chaps? Is
If
that what you're
someone
saying?
had some fancy black leather pants and then pink chaps
Chaps.
Oh, I get you.
Wide
over
leg.
the
Over
over the
the
pants. I'm into that.
Because otherwise I'm not going to let you into the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a grand time. Be sure to join us for the Queer Frontier, our annual gala this year. It will be lots more surprises to come. As always, we thank you for joining us. You can become a member of the Chamber or join us for some of our events. You can visit us at the Austin LGBT Chamber.com. You can be a guest on our podcast or sponsor the podcast. We're happy to run your commercial anytime. Email us at info@AustinLGBTChamber. Be sure to check out past episodes of the show. Follow us and check out new episodes every Friday at noon, wherever you get your podcast. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.